Every life is a story, every moment a chapter. Here on Slow English Stories, we pause to listen.
Welcome to Slow English Stories.
Can you ever truly repeat the past?
And if you could, should you?
This is the story of a man who built a golden kingdom to turn back time and recapture a lost love.
Our story begins with our narrator, a young man named Nick Carraway. His father gave him some advice. Remember that not everyone has had your advantages.
Nick moves to the East Coast to work in the bond business. He rents a small house in a community called West Egg.
West Egg is home to the newly rich. Across the bay is East Egg, where the old money families live.
Nick drives to East Egg to have dinner with his cousin, Daisy Buchanan, and her husband, Tom. The Buchanan mansion is beautiful, but the atmosphere inside feels empty and uneasy. The conversation is light and meaningless, which makes Nick feel uncomfortable.
Tom Buchanan is a big, arrogant man with a powerful body. He is restless and deeply prejudiced. During dinner, he talks about a racist book he is reading. This shows he is afraid of losing his powerful position in the world.
Daisy Buchanan is Nick's cousin and Tom's wife. She is captivating and charming, but she is also very unhappy. She tells Nick that she hopes her daughter will be a beautiful little fool. She believes being a fool is the best way for a woman to be happy in her world.
During dinner, the phone rings and Tom argues with the caller. Daisy's friend, Jordan Baker, whispers a secret to Nick. The call is from Tom's mistress in New York. This secret reveals the ugly truth beneath the Buchanan's perfect life.
Later that night, Nick returns home to West Egg. He sees his neighbor, Mr. Gatsby, standing alone on his lawn. Gatsby is staring across the dark water. He stretches his arms out, as if trying to reach something far away. Nick looks and sees only a single green light at the end of a dock.
The story then takes us to a desolate place between West Egg and New York City. It is called the Valley of Ashes. Everything there is covered in a fine, gray dust. This valley represents the moral and social decay hidden beneath the glamour of the era.
Watching over this gray world is a giant old billboard. It shows two enormous blue eyes wearing yellow spectacles. These are the eyes of Dr. T.J. Eckelberg. They seem like the eyes of a silent god, watching everything.
One day, Tom forces Nick to get off the train in the Valley of Ashes. Tom says, "I want you to meet my girl." He takes Nick to a rundown garage owned by George Wilson. George's wife, Myrtle, is Tom's mistress.
Tom, Nick, and Myrtle go to a small apartment in New York. They have a loud, chaotic party with Myrtle's sister and some neighbors. Myrtle changes her dress and begins to act like a rich, arrogant lady. She is trying to escape her life in the Valley of Ashes.
The party ends with shocking violence. Myrtle starts shouting Daisy's name to taunt Tom. Tom warns her to stop, but she continues. In a swift movement, Tom hits her and breaks her nose.
Every weekend, Gatsby throws enormous parties at his mansion. Hundreds of people come to drink, dance, and listen to jazz music. Most of the guests have never even met their host, Gatsby. They are just drawn to the mystery and the excitement.
One day, Nick receives a personal invitation to one of Gatsby's parties. At the party, Nick feels lost and alone in the crowd. He hears wild rumors about Gatsby. Some say he killed a man, while others say he was a German spy.
Nick meets a handsome young man with a friendly smile. They realize they were in the same division during the war. After talking for a few minutes, the man says, "I'm Gatsby." Nick is shocked to finally meet his mysterious neighbor.
Nick notices that Gatsby does not drink or join the party. He just stands alone and watches his guests. The parties are not for his own enjoyment. They are a performance for a secret purpose.
Later, Gatsby asks to speak with Jordan Baker alone. When she returns, she tells Nick she has heard the most amazing thing. But she refuses to tell him the secret. This makes Nick more curious than ever.
Jordan finally tells Nick the secret she learned from Gatsby. 5 years ago, Daisy was a beautiful young woman in her hometown. She fell in love with a poor young soldier named Jay Gatsby. When Gatsby went to war, Daisy promised to wait for him.
But Daisy's family wanted her to marry a rich man. She married the very wealthy Tom Buchanan instead. Gatsby never forgot Daisy. He dedicated his life to one goal, becoming rich enough to win her back.
Gatsby bought his huge mansion in West Egg for only one reason. It was directly across the bay from Daisy's house. He threw all his parties hoping she might hear about them and come one day. And the green light is at the end of Daisy's dock.
Gatsby has a request for Nick. He is too afraid to contact Daisy directly. He wants Nick to invite Daisy to his house for tea. Then, Gatsby will come over casually as if by accident.
Nick agrees to help Gatsby. On the day of the meeting, it is raining and Gatsby is extremely nervous. When Daisy arrives, their first few minutes together are painfully awkward. Gatsby is so nervous, he almost knocks a clock off the fireplace.
Nick leaves them alone for half an hour. When he returns, everything has changed. Daisy is crying with joy, and Gatsby is glowing with happiness. The rain has stopped, and the sun is shining, a symbol of their rekindled love.
Gatsby invites Daisy and Nick to tour his mansion. He shows Daisy all the beautiful, expensive things he has bought for her. In his bedroom, he throws piles of colorful, expensive shirts onto his bed. Daisy buries her face in the shirts and begins to cry.
Gatsby tells Daisy how he has watched the green light at the end of her dock for years. For this one perfect afternoon, the dream has become a reality. The symbol is no longer needed because Daisy is finally with him. Nick watches them, wondering if the real Daisy can live up to Gatsby's perfect dream.
After Daisy's husband Tom finds out about the affair, he is furious. On a very hot day, he confronts Gatsby in a hotel room in New York City. Gatsby bravely tells Tom that Daisy never loved him. He says, "She loves me."
Gatsby wants Daisy to erase the past. He needs her to tell Tom, "I never loved you." But this is too much for Daisy. She cries, "I did love him once, but I loved you too." This sentence shatters Gatsby's perfect dream.
Tom then reveals that Gatsby is a criminal. He tells Daisy that Gatsby's money comes from selling illegal alcohol. This terrifies Daisy, who chooses the safety of her life with Tom. Tom has won the battle, not with love, but with social power.
On the drive home, a terrible accident happens in the Valley of Ashes. Tom's mistress, Myrtle Wilson, is hit by a car and killed instantly. The car that hit her was Gatsby's famous yellow car. But Gatsby reveals a secret to Nick. Daisy was driving. He tells Nick he will take the blame to protect her.
Myrtle's husband, George Wilson, is mad with grief. Tom makes George believe that the driver of the yellow car was Myrtle's secret lover. Wilson believes he must get revenge. He thinks this is what God wants him to do.
The next day, Gatsby is still hoping for a call from Daisy. He decides to go for a swim in his pool. As he floats on an air mattress, George Wilson appears. Wilson shoots Gatsby, killing him, and then shoots himself.
In the days after Gatsby's death, Nick discovers how empty his world truly was. None of the hundreds of party guests come to his funeral. Daisy and Tom leave town without sending a single flower or message. They simply retreat into their money and leave the mess for others to clean up.
Nick decides he has had enough of the East and moves back home. On his last night, he thinks about Gatsby's dream. He connects it to the original American dream of a new, undiscovered future. Gatsby's green light was his personal version of that dream.
Gatsby believed in the future, a future that is always just beyond our reach. Nick realizes we are all like boats, struggling against the current of time. We are always being pulled back into the past.
Thank you for listening to Slow English Stories.
For more practice, come and find us at the Daily Slow English Podcast.